Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is a Call of Duty commentary. This is Modern Warfare Beta, and I am playing some Domination with some people from my community and taking advantage of the crossplay feature. Over this weekend, the beta ran, and we all got to get our hands on the game. Some people have played it before, some people played the alpha. This was the moment of truth for people wondering what the game was all about, and in this video I want to talk about some virtues of the beta, because I have far more negatives that I'm going to be critiquing in another video. But fundamentally, I want to say that there's a lot of promise to Modern Warfare. I think the nostalgia train of MW2 romanticism is futile and going to hurt a lot of people's enjoyment of this game, because having put over 12 hours into this beta, this is nothing like Modern Warfare 2. If you think it is, you don't know Modern Warfare 2, and you're misremembering it because you haven't gone back to play it. And you really should, because old CODs are not as good as you remember them. Trust me, guys. I've gone back, and it's not the same. And I was there since COD 2. I even played COD 1. But it is certainly something different in some regards, because compared to Black Ops 4 and Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3 and things like that, and World War 2, I suppose this is probably closer to World War 2 than anything else. This is kind of a different direction in many ways, what a lot of people think they want, and it'll be really curious to find out whether or not people are getting what they want from this and getting the experience they're looking for. So the first thing I think that Infinity Ward really nailed is the animations. The animations on the guns, the animations on the reloads, the animations when you spawn in and he racks the rifle's bolt and everything. There are so many cool features in this game where the animations feel like people laboured over it. I would go as far as to say that the animations on some of the guns, the reloads, and just the way that they look at them when you start with them is one of the strongest features in the game. It's better than some of the mechanics, which is shocking, but it's true. It is truly spectacular, and I enjoyed looking at it for all of my time with the beta, which was about 12 hours, give or take. Most of that was playing the menu game, because the menu game was far more dominant than playing the actual game, but if you were there with me, shout-outs to you for suffering too. The second thing that I'd really like to compliment them on is the super run. It's kind of ironic that the slowest Call of Duty I've ever played, with the most camping, has a super sprint, which is faster than almost any other sprint I've come across outside of perhaps Marathon Lightweight, with using a pistol or something. Like, the super sprint is such a cool feature that I'm really looking forward to understanding when to apply it, when not to apply it, and just how weak I am on my sprint out times after it. That is something that this game is done superbly, and this domination match is on Hackney Yard, which is my favourite map of the beta. I didn't think the beta had very good maps. I think that maps are one of the more concerning aspects of this game, but domination on this map was always pretty contested, even if it wasn't. So another thing that I would like to oh, I'm getting wallbanged by a vehicle, if you're wondering. Through a building. Yeah, it's kind of rough. There is a window there, I suppose, but still, it doesn't feel very fair when that happens. This gameplay, if you're wondering, guys, it's got a mixture of everything. It's got a mixture of me shooting out air support, you know, going on a bit of a tear, getting bummed a bit, you know, going on a tear myself, and then a person on our team ends up getting a nuke. Which, if you do not know, guys, they've brought back the game-winning kill streak, the nuke. As you can also see, I'm making full use of the claymores, because the claymores in this beta were absolutely monstrous. I have no idea who thinks it's a good idea to let you restock them, but it is something else that you can do that. But you'll notice on the kill feed, the guy called RKXXX, or Arek, he's the guy who's going to be nuking. There's a German guy on the opposite team who's having a real hard time losing to him. He's going to put 2 messages in the chat that mention finding where he lives and cutting his head off and various other things. Feel free to pause it and Google Translate. I had a nice little giggle at his expense, because he was writing in the chat. He was real mad. And there he is. There's his first one. See there? Talking about campenders and kinderfickers, all kinds of good stuff. That guy's not happy. Not happy at all with our team. But another thing that I would like to compliment the game on is the weapons. There was obviously a hierarchy of dominant guns, and the most dominant one is the one that just beat me then. The M4 in this game was nigh unbeatable at times. That being said, I feel like all the guns I used felt fun. They felt like they had a place in the game, and I really enjoyed my time with them. I loved the AUG, I just got it at this point and I'm leveling it up, and I was having such a good time with it. It has one of my favourite iron sights in a game where I feel like the iron sights have gone down. They're nowhere near as good as they used to be in some ways, and I should really make a video on that because I'm very fussy when it comes to the cosmetics of iron sights. Additionally, I think the MP5 felt beautiful to use, even if it was a bit too strong when you got the headshot modifiers. I feel like the MP7 handled really well as well. You know, the M13 was, once you got a couple attachments on it, it just felt really superb, and I had a super good time using that gun. By the way, this position here in Domination, guys, when you know where the spawns are, you can alternate between 3 sight lines and get angles on almost everybody. It's a really strong position to patrol, and in this game, rushing's going to get you killed. If you move, you're at a disadvantage because almost nobody else does, and you have to always play like every single angle is about to be peaked by 50 dudes with the M4. Like, every single gunfight has to be that, or you're just going to lose. There's a serious desync in this game. The servers were all over the place. The time to kill is so fast that, like, when you have intermittent servers too, and intermittent hit detection, it gets to a point where you lose gunfights you feel like you should have won, and you win gunfights you know you should have lost. And it's something I'm going to talk about in length, don't worry guys, if you're curious and you don't understand what I mean. But here we go, bouncing on C flag. I drop a quick claymore just down there, pushing forward now. The goal in Domination is always to 2-cap, but my team were really excitable, and I don't think many of them played Dom too much in the past, so we were just, it was a goddamn free-for-all, capping flags, going nuts, just seeing what we could do, as I pick up another Kingslayer, and there he is again. He's calling out the guy who's going to nuke him. See, read that message, guys. He's like, he's going to come and personally cut his head off. It's pretty crazy. Come over on B, catch that guy sprinting. Nothing you can do in this game, guys, when you're sprinting. The ADS time is too long. It's very difficult. Get into a gunfight with that guy. He beats me. The M4's all-powerful. But he just won, you know. One of the things you need to bear in mind in this game too, guys, is that the beta had some of the sweatiest matches I think I've ever done in COD. And I did game battles in Call of Duty 4, 2v2s. And those things were pretty damn heated. Everybody with dead silence, everybody like rocking, you know, M16, rocking the gun that they want to win with. It was something else, and this game felt like that almost every fucking game. And I don't really know why. I don't want to say skill-based matchmaking because I hate that as a boogeyman. Same with lag compensation. I can't stand those two words, even if they're true, because I feel like when I lose, I'm going to start using those as an excuse instead of trying to be better and trying to get better. And this is the first COD that I've tried to engage with since Black Ops 2. There's a big stutter on my PC, sorry about that. Happened all the time, the game ran questionably at best. Like, I am an old Call of Duty guy. You might not realise this if you've been with my channel, you know, any time after something like 2013, 2014, but when I started on YouTube, guys, I started uploading Call of Duty commentaries. I started with Black Ops 1, and I used to just get the, you know, cherry-pick the best games that I got in a session on my horrible internet, and then I would just spit mad commentaries over the top of them and talk about the things I loved, talk about the things I hated, and I did it a lot, and I had a lot of fun doing it, but I got burnt out on COD pretty quick. I didn't play some of the better ones that came out later on, even though at the times I didn't like them. You know, I was a different person, I was a different player, and I do have some regrets with that, and it's one of the reasons that I'm so eager to come back with Modern Warfare. I just wish it was a better COD. I wish it was a better game for me to come back with, and I feel like I don't want to get into it, as I've mentioned. I want to be talking about the virtues of some of the qualities. I know a lot of people love the visuals, they love the art style, you know, oh, here we go, Tactical Nuke. So in the chat right now, you can see me talking on the symbol, but you can't hear me. I was essentially saying, if you got that nuke running around a wreck, you're a goddamn monster. If you camped your ass off for that nuke, forget everything I said, you're a bitch. And if you're listening to this, buddy, I hope you moved, dude, because almost nobody else did. And if you're one of the rare people that moved in this beta, you get my respect, because this was not an easy game to move in. Thank you for watching, and you take care now.
Hello everyone, my name is Ali A, and welcome to the video you've all been waiting for, I guess. This is my face reveal video, and it all links in with the King of the Web competition, which I'm sure many of you guys will have heard of. a competition that ran a few weeks ago for a 2-week period, and it allowed you guys to vote for me 10 times a day over that 2-week period, and thousands and thousands of you came out every day for the 2-week period to vote for me, and it was just amazing to see so much continuous support throughout that